Hello children, welcome back to 9th standard science class. Let us take a physics lesson children today, motion lesson. And in the previous classes or your day-to-day experiences if you consider, we see some objects at rest and some objects are in motion. Can you give some examples of objects at rest? Mountains will be at rest and bench, desk, when kept, they will be at rest. But when you give examples for objects in motion, you can give many examples such as water flows, blood flows, cars move. Not only that, stars, planets, atoms, molecules are all in motion. So, we see in our day-to-day life some objects at rest and some objects in motion. So here, for example, you also might have observed the object may appear to be moving for one person and may appear to be at rest for some other person. So an object may appear to be moving for one person or it may appear to be at rest for some other person. For example, if you want to give for the passengers moving in a bus, what they experience for them outside trees as if they are moving backwards they experience. So for the passengers in the moving bus, what they perceive, the trees outside are moving backwards. The same way, persons who are standing on the roadside, what they perceive? They perceive the bus along with the passengers as moving. So, person on the roadside perceives the bus along with the passengers as moving. So, an object may appear to be moving for one person or it may be stationary or at rest for some other person. You can give many such examples. And most of the motions are complex. You know the different types of motions. Most of the motions are complex. And some objects move in a straight line, linear motion you have learnt. And some objects may take a circular path. They move in the circular paths. And some objects may vibrate and some objects may rotate. Earth spins around its axis. Rotation of the earth you might have heard. Some objects rotate and some objects vibrate. The wings of the butterfly vibrate. So this is also a type of movement. Some may vibrate, some may rotate and some objects may take straight line motion, linear motion, or some objects may move in circular paths also. So there are different types of motion. In this lesson, motion lesson, you will learn to describe the motion of an object along a straight line and also the equations of motion and the ways of describing circular motion also. Now you have learnt in your previous classes some terms: distance travelled, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration, etc. Let us recall those terms. What is uniform motion, what is non-uniform motion, and what is uniform acceleration and what is non-uniform acceleration. Let us recall these terms and the expressions for speed, velocity and acceleration. Let us learn and let us work out some problems. Just recall what you have learnt in 8th standard. Now distance, to describe the motion of an object along a straight line, what is necessary? We need to specify a reference point called origin. So to describe the motion of an object, what we need? We need to specify a reference point called origin. And you know the term distance travelled also. What is meant by distance travelled? Recall what you have learned. Distance travelled, it is denoted by S. Distance travelled denoted by S. Can you define the term distance travelled? It is nothing but is the actual path, actual length of path, or total length of path covered by an object. Path covered by an object. So what is distance travelled? Recall, you have already learnt. Let us not waste our time. Distance travelled, yes, is the actual length of path covered by an object. Here we need to specify or to describe the distance travelled. We need only its numerical value. What is the numerical value of a physical quantity? It is nothing but magnitude. So distance travelled is a scalar quantity. Distance travelled is a scalar quantity. Two types of physical quantities you have learnt about in 8th standard. Which are the two types of physical quantities? Scalar quantity and vector quantity. Scalar quantity means the physical quantities which have only magnitude. What is meant by magnitude? Magnitude is the numerical value of a physical quantity. So what is magnitude? It is the numerical value of a physical quantity. For example, now distance travelled. I travelled 15 kilometer distance. In which direction we do not mention here. So 15 kilometer. Only it is a numerical value. So direction is not mentioned here. So it is a scalar quantity. What is meant by a scalar quantity? A physical quantity which has only magnitude. A physical quantity which has only magnitude. What is meant by magnitude? Magnitude is the numerical value of a physical quantity. Numerical value of a physical quantity. Numerical value of a physical quantity is called its magnitude. So this distance travelled is a scalar quantity which is specified by only its numerical value. The direction is not mentioned. So the differences you have to write. So note these all. And distance travelled is measured in terms of centimeter, meter and kilometers. Now what is the other term you have learnt? When the object is in straight line motion, distance travelled, and one more term you have learnt is displacement. What is meant by displacement? What difference is there between distance travelled and displacement? It is denoted by S, but displacement is a vector quantity. It is nothing but the shortest distance measured from initial to final position of an object. Shortest distance measured from initial to final position of an object is nothing but displacement. But here we specify displacement by not only numerical value, the direction also is mentioned. Along which direction? It is also mentioned. Hence displacement is a vector quantity. Can you define now what is vector quantity? Vector quantity is a physical quantity which has both magnitude and direction. Now define the term displacement. Displacement is the shortest distance. Shortest distance measured from initial to final position of an object. Initial to final position of an object. Position of an object. So it is a vector quantity. Vector quantity has both magnitude and direction. and direction. So you have recalled the terms distance travelled and displacement, and which physical quantity distance travelled is? It is scalar quantity, and displacement is vector quantity. Distance travelled is the actual length of path covered by an object. It is denoted by S, and it is a scalar quantity. Displacement is the shortest distance measured from initial to final position of an object. It is a vector quantity and has both magnitude and direction. Now, different objects may take different amounts of time to cover a given distance. 2 kilometer distance to cover different objects take different amounts of time. So different objects may take different amounts of time to cover a given distance. What do we call this? Distance travelled in unit time. You have learnt again in your previous class. What is the term here? Speed. What is speed? Speed is the distance travelled in unit time. So speed is the distance travelled in unit time. Distance travelled in unit time, or distance travelled by an object in unit time. By an object in unit time. So what is speed? Speed is the distance travelled by an object in unit time. What is the expression for speed and what is the SI unit of speed? You have learnt the expression. Speed is denoted by the term V. Speed V is or average speed. We usually write the average speed of the object. Average speed is equal to total distance travelled. Total distance travelled divided by total time taken. Total distance travelled divided by total time taken. Total time taken. So how can you write the expression for speed? Speed V is equal to what is the total distance travelled? Distance travelled is denoted by S divided by time taken is denoted by T. So S is the distance travelled and T is the time taken. So what is the expression for speed? Speed V is equal to distance travelled S by time taken T. And what is the SI unit? SI unit is SI unit of distance travelled is meter, and SI unit is referred here. SI unit of distance travelled is meter and SI unit of time is second. So what is the SI unit of speed? It is nothing but meter per second, or you can also write this as meter per second. So what is the SI unit of speed? It is meter per second. For example, you can give an example. A car covers a distance of 120 km in 2 hours. What is its speed? It covers 120 km. A car covers 120 km in 2 hours. What is its speed? Speed is equal to, means distance travelled. S is given how much? 120 km. And time T is given, which is 2 hours. So both are in kilometer and for hour it is. So you need not convert. Now if it is asked, you have to convert. speed v is equal to s by t. What is s? It is 120 kilometer and divided by time is 2 hours. So what is its speed? 60 kilometer per hour. You can also write 60 kilometer per hour. Like this also you can write. 60 kilometer per hour is the speed. It is average speed, means car may not travel in 60 kilometer speed all the time. It may move faster than this also sometime, and it may move slower than this also for some time. So this is the average speed of the vehicle. Usually we write the average speed of the vehicle. I hope you have understood what is speed and what is the expression for speed and what is the SI unit of speed. Here is another example. Let us consider, write these examples in your notebook. Let us work out a problem here to find average speed. Here is a problem. An object travels 20 meter in 5 seconds, 20 meter in 5 seconds, and another 20 meter, and then another 20 meter in 3 seconds. In 3 seconds. What is the average speed of the object? What is the average speed of the object? Average speed of the object. Can you work out now? What is the total distance travelled? First write total average speed asked. Average speed is equal to total distance travelled divided by total time taken. So total distance travelled. Total distance travelled. It is the solution. Total distance travelled is equal to 20 meter plus 20 meter. How much? 40 meter. 20 meter in 5 seconds and another 20 meter in 3 seconds. So the total distance travelled is 20 meter plus 20 meter. Total time taken. Total time taken is equal to 5 seconds plus 3 seconds. That is equal to 8 seconds. Now you can find the average speed. Average speed is equal to V is equal to total distance travelled divided by, formula you must be written always, total time taken. That is equal to total distance travelled is 40 meter and total time taken is 5 plus 3 seconds, 8 seconds. That is equal to 8 ones are 8 5s are 40. 5 meter per second. So what is the average speed of the object? It is nothing but 5 meter per second. So this problem also write in your classwork book. And you have also learnt about uniform motion and non-uniform motion. What is meant by uniform motion? Uniform motion means when an object covers, one example let me give you, then you can define the term uniform motion. What is, an object covers 5 meter in the first second and in the next second 5 meters it covers, 5 more meters in the third second, and in the fourth second 5 more meters. Means here every second the object covers 5 meters. So how can you define? It is in uniform motion, we can say. So how to define uniform motion? An object is in uniform motion when it covers the equal distances in equal intervals of time. So what is uniform motion? If an object covers the equal distances in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in uniform motion. Suppose if, as one example I gave, an object, or you consider any toy, car or anything, if it covers 5 meters in every second, it is in uniform motion. The same way, what is non-uniform motion? If an object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. Note here, if an object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in non-uniform motion. For example, a car on the busy road. A car on the busy road cannot move with uniform motion. So it changes unequally. So distance covered changes unequally. So when an object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in non-uniform motion. Another example you can give is a person jogging in the park, also in non-uniform motion. So this is about uniform and non-uniform motion, what you have learnt in your previous class. And speed, again, what quantity speed is? Speed is a scalar quantity which has only magnitude. We need not specify the direction here. Only numerical value is mentioned to specify speed. So it is a physical quantity which has only magnitude. Now speed along a particular direction. Speed with direction. What do we call? Speed with direction. Speed with direction. What is it? We call the term velocity. Can you define what is velocity? Velocity is the speed of an object moving in a definite direction. So what is velocity? Velocity is the speed of an object. Speed of an object moving in a definite direction. Moving in a definite direction. Moving in a definite direction. Define the term velocity. Velocity is the speed of an object moving in a definite direction. So what is average velocity? And this velocity can be changed by changing the object's speed or direction or both. How it can be changed? By changing the velocity of an object can be changed by changing the object's speed or its direction or both. Now what is meant by average speed? Average velocity. Average velocity, it is denoted by VAV. If you write VAV, it is nothing but average velocity is equal to initial velocity. You have learnt initial velocity, starting velocity. An object starts with certain velocity which is nothing but its initial velocity, and it attains certain velocity at the end which is nothing but final velocity. Now initial velocity plus final velocity divided by how many velocities are here? One velocity, initial velocity, first velocity, and final velocity 2. So divided by 2. Average is taken. So what is average velocity? Average velocity VAV is equal to initial velocity plus final velocity divided by 2. Now what are the terms used here for initial and final velocity? VAV is equal to average velocity is equal to initial velocity. What is it denoted by? U, plus what is final velocity denoted by? V. U plus V divided by 2. So what is average velocity? Expression for average velocity is VAV is equal to U plus V by 2. So what is U? U is initial velocity and V is final velocity. Final velocity. So this is the expression for average velocity. U plus V by 2. And what is velocity given by? Velocity is equal to displacement by time taken. So velocity, you have learnt in 8th standard already. Velocity V is equal to displacement divided by time taken. Time taken. So displacement by time is the expression for velocity. Velocity is equal to displacement by time. So this is about velocity. And now can you differentiate between the two terms speed and velocity? What are the differences between speed and velocity? Tell me the differences between speed and velocity. First difference is the definition. First difference is the definition. Speed and velocity. Velocity. Differences between speed and velocity. So what is speed? Speed is nothing but the distance travelled by an object in unit time. What is velocity? Displacement of an object in unit time is velocity. So write it. Distance travelled by an object in unit time. What is speed? Velocity. It is the displacement of an object in unit time. Displacement of an object in unit time. What other differences are there? What physical quantity speed is? We specify speed only using its numerical value. Means it is a scalar quantity, magnitude only. So it is a scalar quantity. And what quantity velocity is? It is a vector quantity. Vector quantity. And another difference is there. Speed is always positive. Velocity may be positive or negative. Speed cannot become negative. Remember, what is the other important difference? It is always positive. Always positive. And it may be, velocity may be positive or negative. Positive or negative. So these are the differences between speed and velocity. Speed is the distance travelled by an object in unit time. Velocity is the displacement of an object in unit time. And speed is a scalar quantity. Velocity is a vector quantity. Speed is always positive. Velocity may be positive or negative. And suppose another problem is there to work out. Let us work out in the next class. Here speed. Can you work out the problem in page number using the formula V is equal to S by T? You have to work out the formula. Page number Try to work out. If you can't, let us work out in the next class. See, here is a question. An object has moved, page number 100, an object has moved through a distance. Can it have a zero displacement? What's your answer? An object moves through a distance. Can it have a zero displacement? Certainly possible. And this object which moves along a distance or moves through a distance, its displacement may become zero. When the displacement becomes zero, when the initial and final position of the object will be the same, then its displacement is zero. Means what? If an object starts from position A and travels to position B and comes back to position A, then its displacement will be zero. So, what is the answer for first question? An object has moved through a distance. Can it have zero displacement? Yes, it can have zero displacement. How it is possible? Support your answer with an example. If an object starts from A and travels to B and comes back to A, its initial and final position become the same and the displacement also will be zero. And another question, see, this also you can work out at home. A farmer moves along the boundary of a square field of side 10 meter in 40 seconds. What will be the magnitude of displacement of the farmer at the end of 2 minutes 20 seconds from his initial position? Try to work out. If you can't, let us work out in the next class. And in page 1 or 2, there is a problem. Answer this question. In vehicles, there is an instrument called odometer. What does it? What can we find out by using this instrument? Odometer is used to measure the distance travelled by the vehicle. So, odometer in the vehicle is used to measure the distance travelled by the vehicle. And what does the path of an object look like when it is in uniform motion? In uniform motion means the path of the object is straight line. So, it looks like a straight line when it is in uniform motion. And try to work out this problem. During an experiment, a signal from a spaceship reached the ground station in 5 minutes. What was the distance of the spaceship from the ground station? The signal travels at the speed of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Using the formula V is equal to S by T, you can work out. Yes, you have to find out. Try to work out. If you can't, let us work out in the next class. See you then. Thank you.